Hello, this time I have a tech demo really. I'm not going to show anything from the actual game project, but this is all stuff used by the game project. So this is just a test app I use separately when I'm working on my rendering on my console. And so what I have here is nothing especially new. It's just a test thing of lots of colors changing obviously and some text. But the difference is that previously I had rendered all of the squares as their own quad. So each square was two triangles. And so, there was a lot of polygons obviously, but the GPU has no trouble with that. But I started noticing that there was a problem with things aligning, which I know is an issue. Like, this square and this square would be slightly off by like a half a pixel depending on how big the window size was and things like that because they didn't share vertices. My new approach here is actually, probably a lot better. It actually only rendering two triangles for this whole entire area now. It uses the fragment shader to map the like the glyphs or whatever, the tiles into the right area. So there's actually only two triangles on screen right now. That's pretty cool because then what happens is everything lines up properly. Another reason that I wanted to do that was I wanted to more easily support like an overlapping window, which I have here, which I had that before, of course. But now this, of course, is very similar. It's only a couple of triangles. To make anyway, the real purpose of this, of course, was that I wanted to enable smooth scrolling, which isn't really a thing that would exist for real on a console like this, but I'm not restricted in that way. So now I can position this console, anywhere. See, it doesn't have to be on tile boundaries. So I can scroll it around. Woo! That's very nice. In addition to that, I wanted to be able to support things like scrolling within a box. So now I can do this. And I happen to think that's really cool. And really all it's doing is changing the offset, internally and when it sends it to the shader, and then the shader does most of the actual work there. And then of course, because that worked, I might as well support this. So I can pinch to zoom, which is pretty awesome. And it also does the correct translation of the coordinates when you move it around or when you zoom it. So that's all pretty awesome. And of course I can drag it around like this. And it's all very performant, of course, because there's hardly any polygons here. I mean, there's just a handful of triangles now, like 4. Well, actually, it's more than that because this window outline is actually another console over top of a console. So there's 2 triangles for that, 2 triangles for this, and 2 triangles for that. So a whole, 6 triangles on the screen. I'm pretty sure most GPUs can handle that. So then I decided, why not add a bunch more windows? So now we have a bunch of randomly moving windows. I think there's 100 of them, and they overlap a lot, obviously. And you can see it's fine. Performance is fine. I'm not going to bring up the thing, but it's obviously 60 frames a second. It's like 5% CPU at this point. I mean, it just takes like nothing. And I guess that's about it. I don't know how to discuss this more in depth other than, I spent a lot of time redoing how my console works, and now I need to move it into the actual game. But it's pretty cool. And oh, I also implemented screen shake because one must always have screen shake. And I guess that's it.